Hi everyone. Now let's talk about slicing concepts in Python. We have seen indexing classes. Similar way, slicing also will work. But here slicing, the name represents itself getting some piece of information from existing string or existing data. For the purpose we are using slicing here. If you observe, slicing will act as an index itself, but it will pick the values from the range. So that depends upon the range that you are giving, then it will pick the data. Now let's see, slicing and indexing are not same. So that means indexing will work to fetch only individual character, but slicing will give list of values. So we have in slicing, we have slicing operator is there. So colon is called slicing operator. When we are working in slicing, then we use syntax like this. That means object name, whether it is a variable, string, or whatever list, whatever it is, then we can use this one. Then that object name, then we can specify start the index, start number, and end of that, and step forward if you want to get alternatives or to alter two values, so like that. So you can specify here a is the object name and 1 to 4, that means values come 1 to 4, it will print. So when you go for index, then we are passing only index numbers. Okay, so now let's see an example how this slicing will work here. Okay, now take an example of same thing which is defined there. So now let's see print of a. Okay, just I'm giving heading this one. Let's see, remove this and then you can type here. Okay, a equal to India. Okay, now print of a here. When you execute here, then first you need to understand whether it is a string or something that I am taking here. It is a string. Fine. Now how we can pick the index number here, like this, print of object name and square bracket notation and 0. When I execute, it is giving like a value of I, which is defined, but here that is index. Now you can observe, you can write it here also, that is index. Okay, now same thing you can take it and then try to give like this, print of a notation, then you can give 0 to whatever the value 4 you take. So now execute here indi, but observe here 0 to 4 INDIA is there, but output is here only INDI. That means we have one important concept here. Whenever we are using slicing, it will act as a M then N. So when starting index number and end index number, last value wherever you want, that it will act as a n-1 functionality in Python. Now if we are using 0 to 4, then it will act as a 0 to 4 minus 1. Then the value will be 0, then 4 minus 1, it will be 3. So now internally it has minus 1, 4 minus 1. Okay, so now it is 0 to 3. If you observe 0 to 3, then 0 I, 1 N, D, that is 2, then I 3, that means I N D I. 0 to 3 is given. Okay, similar way you take same example 0, or you can say 1 to 5 you can take. Okay, then try to execute. So 1 to 5 in the sense, then it will act as a 1 then 5 minus 1 functionality. That means 1 to 4. If you get 1 to 4, then NDIA will come. That means not from 0, 1, NDIA. 5 means 5 minus 1, that means 4. Then NDIA is there. So that means always in slicing it will be -1 functionality. Okay, so now sometimes we used to go like this. I don't have any value, starting value, but if you are using 5, then it will take default from 0 itself. Sometimes you don't have any value for starting and only slicing operator is there, then it will print entire string without changing. Okay, without changing values, then it will print only the string, existing string itself directly. Okay, because we don't have any starting and index number, then as it is it will display. Now make sure here, then if you try to execute like this, 0 then 5 then colon, you can give 2 step forward, that means step forward. Then try to give IDA is coming. How it is forming, let's see. I N, one second, INDIA. Okay, then values will be, we have 0 index number 1 2 3 4, that means 5 minus 1 it will be 4. It will print as it is India. Now once, like again it is giving step forward, that means 1 2, then 1 2, then 1. So that means alternative number will be skipped. That means 1 2, 2 number will be skipped, that means n is skipped here. Okay, then again 1 is I, then again 2, 2 is, so here I is there, then again here I, so I, here you can observe here INDIA, that means alternative number will be skipped. First it will be I 1, then it will be 2, so then n is there, then 1 will be D, then I is 2, that's it. Then A will be 1, so don't confuse here, you can observe carefully. I'm just taking again INDIA, so now carefully observe here. So 1 will be I, then second number is n is skipped. Okay, then D is there, D will be 1, it is there, then second number will be skipped, that means I. Okay, then 1 is A, that means here I is available, so 1 is available, then 2 is not there because A, after A nothing is there, so that's why IDA is printing. Okay, similar way you can take it like this also, like you can say three values. Okay, that means skipping two values here. Execute here INDIA, then try to take it here 1 2 3. Okay, then 1 2. So now what will happen, two values will be skipped, ND. Okay, that's why. Then again one second value, third value will be skipped, but only we have second, that is skipping here. So that means we have only the first letter here, skipping two values in between that, so that's why we are getting II. So this is all about slicing. So when you are giving indexing like this, like you can say 1000 or 10,000, then you will get an error, right? Because it is only picking individual character, that's why assigning index number itself. Okay, index numbers only we can pass in indexing, but when you try to give using slicing operator, then you can say even slicing operator is there, then it is taking step forward. Okay, then it will act as a slicing. So whenever you observe slicing operator is there, then you can call it as that is slicing. So make sure don't confuse with the indexing and slicing. Okay, so this is all about slicing. We'll see in the next class with a new concept. Thank you.